I forgot to say as well, once I filed my nails, I got this brush and just brushed them off. So that all like the little bits from the shavings from the file are not in like the crevices of my nail. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this nail prep dehydrator, and then I'm going to apply it on each nail. So what this does, this dehydrates, get any excess oil, gets rid of any excess oil that may be floating about on the nail bed, gets rid of it, because using this allows the glue to stick better to the nail and your false nail. So this is really, really important. I think this is actually a game changer. It's also like really important as well to make sure that you sat at a table. I've tried doing my nails on the sofa and they've not been as good. When you're having a flat surface where you sat at, you're able to do your nails a lot more effectively and better. So yeah, just pause this. So you want to make sure, as I said already, you want to make sure that the dehydrator covers the whole of your nail, even some of the skin, just for like, just as a safety, as a good measure. Now I've got the nails here that I'm going to use. So what I do is I obviously measure out which one fits on my real nail. So bear with me. So I've measured out all my nails, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press them down. Now the reason why I press them down is, if you notice, sometimes when you put the false nail on, the false nail's a bit more curved than your actual real nail bed. So with it being more curved, it's more likely to pop off. So pushing it down flattens it, flattens the false nail, therefore wider surface area on your real nail there, and also better stick between the glue, better, the glue sticks better because there's a flatter surface area rather than there being a gap if you wasn't to press it down. So I've been pressing my nails down very, very lightly, not too hard to the point where it splits, and just hold it there, or I even stretch it sometimes, or you can even put it in like hot water and then stretch it out afterwards. So I'll press them down, hold them, because I've already noticed already that these are a bit too curvy for my actual nail bed, so they wouldn't last as long because there'd be a gap somewhere once I put the glue on, put the nail on. So flattening them out provides a bit more longevity. So just pressing out. I'll do this hand first. I'll do that thumb again, just be careful. I mean, to be fair, I've pressed it out quite a lot. But it's not splitting, to be fair. I think you've just got to be a bit more careful if it's got gems on it, the nails, because obviously they can pop off and stuff. So I'll do it with this one. And then that, okay, I'll leave them because that's my left hand. I like to do my right hand first. Right, I don't know if this really actually makes a difference, but because the last nails that I did, last set of nails that I had on, I didn't do this. I actually forgot this step, and they lasted really long. Still, they lasted a good length of time still. But I sometimes just file the inside of the false nail just to provide a bit of friction and gumption when you apply the glue, for the glue. So it's just a bit of a more rigid, a bit more of a bumpier surface area for the glue increases the likelihood, apparently, of the glue sticking to the nail. So this is what we do. To be honest, I can't really seem to get in all the corners anyway, but I think as long as you try and get it filed in the middle, I think you're fine, really. I've got an electrical file as well, but it's not that good, so I just use this one. And plus also I don't want to risk damaging the false nail with an electric one. Right. Right, just pause. And then after you've done that, just you can. There's not a lot of excess dust on the nails, so to be honest with you, I don't really brush them with this afterwards. Right, okay, so you want a clear space. You want your glue. So you've got your glue here. You want some scissors to open the glue, obviously. I've got these fabric ones. I use these for everything. Right, so before I put the glue on the nail and then on the nail bed, just popping it on, I practice where I just kind of see where it's going to go first, so I can visualise where it needs to go, because in the past, nearly with my little thing, because it's 1K, I put it on, put the glue on, popped my nail straight on, the false nail straight on, realised it's 1K, and then it's been difficult to take it off, or I've just had to just roll with it. So I think I'm going to start with my thumb. I like doing it with my thumb first. And you want to just get it central, looking as natural as possible. I even sometimes just push my cuticle again. Right, okay. So what I do now, I cut, obviously. No, you're not thick. You don't need to know how to cut. So, what I do is I put, just bring this a bit closer. I put glue first and foremost on the false nail. It comes out, and then I just spread it around. Kind of let it fall to the. You want to make sure that the glue goes to the bottom and the corners, and covering the nail bed. And then I put the glue on my nail, on my real nail, obviously, in the middle, and just let it run. And kind of just make sure it gets in all the corners. And then I get my nail, make sure I remember where it was lined up last time, and then I just press it, and I hold it here for at least 10 seconds, and then I make sure I press in the corners, on the bottom, in the corners. Make sure I flipping press it like you need to press it. Sometimes what I do actually as well is I go over, I'd go and dehydrate my nails again before I even put the press-ons on. So I sometimes dehydrate my nails twice. I think I might actually do that for the rest of them. So you want it to be proper, like firm. I think pressing it out, knowing that I pressed it out, I can feel like how flat the false nail is against my real nail. In the past when I've not flattened it out, you can feel a bit of a bounce. You don't want a bounce. So that seems as flat as possible. I'm just going to dehydrate my nails again because I obviously filing the nails just caused my hands to be a bit sweaty. So I'm just going to dehydrate them again. Just finishing off dehydrating. Just for extra protection and precaution. Yes, my nails are right busted, like they're right dry as hell, but no one's going to see them because I've got pretty nails on top. Right, okay, so I'm going to finish off applying my falsies. So again, what I do is I just kind of visualise and see how it looks, press it, and how I'm kind of practicing how I need to position it once the glue's on. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So again, cover the nail, not the whole of the nail, just where not the whole of the false nail, just where your real nail will be, with glue, just a bit, let it run to the sides and the bottom. Just careful not to go too much because you don't want it all spilling everywhere. And then cover your real nail with the glue, very light. I say lightly, you don't want it too light, but you want it so you don't want it so it's like spilling onto your skin. To be fair, when I've had it spilling onto my skin, it's lasted, but just not a good look. So, glue, glue. So now I'm going to apply the false nail to my real one, starting with the cuticle, pushing the cuticle down, spreading it out, yeah, and pressing, and press, press, pressing in corners, and at the bottom, and in corner again, holding it there. I say at least 10 seconds, I do it longer than 10 seconds when I'm pressing it. You want to proper squeeze it. Right, okay. Right, we'll do next ones. Looking pretty already, aren't they? Next one. Pushing it down the cuticle, visualising how it's going to look with the glue on. I'm not actually happy with that nail, it's a bit too small. Let me just change it. I'm going to change this nail because I don't really like it. It's a bit too small. But I've got wide nails, to be fair. I'm happy with that one. I like that one. Don't matter if there's a tiny bit of a gap on either side, but you don't want it looking like ridiculous. You can also file the bottom of the nail as well, like this, just file the bottom, the base. If it's too curved, the false nail. Just see how that looks. Yeah, I'll use this one. So I'll press it down again. Hold it. File. Again. Right, so pop that on. Oh, it's a bit tiny, aren't I? Yep, it's fine. Put the glue on, spread it out nicely. And And then on the real nail, spread it out. Oh God. Right, okay. Get the nail, press it in, hold it. It's a bit wonky, that one, actually. Let me just do it again. Ah! See, I do fuck up sometimes. It's not perfect. That's better. Got a bit of a wonky nail. Press in the corner. Proper hold it. Press it middle. Yeah. There we are. I've got a wonky finger, so it looks a bit slanted, but it's my finger's just naturally slanted, my middle one. Right, okay. Next one. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Actually, let me visualise it again. I'm forgetting. It's just to be like that a bit more. Come on. Down. Oh. Spread. And then real nail. Okay, get the nail. Put it on the nail. Push. And then flatten it out. Corners. I don't actually like this middle nail. I might have to take it off. It looks a bit too big now. Okay, that's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah. The last nail. I'm just gonna vape a bit. Right, do the last one. So visualise it. Visualise that shit. Right, my little nail's so awkward because it's just shaped weird. So I'm going to do it a bit more to the right. Don't want it too... Right, okay. Such a weird little nail. Just the shape of it's just weird. Right, okay. So that's fine. So no more glue left, are you joking? Right. Got glue. Then on my real nail. Careful with the glue. Right, okay. I think the shorter the nail, the more difficult it's like to put on, because it's more fiddly. Press it down. That looks good. Hold it. In the corners. Hold. Some glue might seep out, that's fine. Right, okay. I'm not happy with this middle nail for some reason. It's just obnoxiously big. I'm gonna keep it though, but it's just, my nail, this nail, my real nail is like wide. So I needed a wide nail, but now it just looks like a thumbnail, but I don't think it's that obvious. I think it's just me being a bit paranoid. Right, okay. So I've done that. I'll go into the next hand, do the same thing with the next hand. I won't film that because I can't be bothered. Also, during this time, and for about a couple of hours after you've had your nails done, don't get your hands wet or wear gloves. So, as I said, it's really important just to make sure you keep pushing in the corners, because that's where moisture, water tends to get in, and that's how your nails then come off quicker. So you want to make sure that they are locked in with glue on the corners. I'll get a bit of glue on the actual nail, but it'll come off. Right, okay. Right, I've done them all. So I'm just going to press on them again, each of them, in each corner, and in the middle and at the top. So just press them down again. Oh God. Oh God, that was in. Just press them down. Right, so I didn't tell you this actually, but I just do it. Wherever I see gaps between my real nail and my false nail, and a little, a little change in height, what I do is I sometimes, which I'm going to do now, is put a tiny bit of glue just there, just on the corner, just to secure that nail a bit, just like a tiny bit. So I'll do it on that one. I'll do it on this middle one. So I'm not, just a tiny bit of glue where I can see a bit of a gap. Yes, you're not going to close the gap with the glue, but the gap looks a bit too big. You want to minimise like oil and stuff getting between the real nail and the false nail, so putting the glue there kind of creates a bit of a barrier, even more so, even though you've already got glue on the nail already. It's just a second barrier. Just trying to tiny bit. I think I've got it on that one as well. I did it on that one already. I did it on that one. And then just let it do this hand. Just provides a bit of a barrier and push it down on the corners. Again. pushing it down again, pushing it down. Right, okay, I'll do it next hand. Right, I've put the glue in all the tiny little corners, a tiny bit more glue just to like double protect the application. Now, I could just finish here now, but because these nails are ombre, there's a coat of nail varnish, ombre, whatever on it. I want to protect them as much as possible, don't want to get them chipped, the colour to chip, etc. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put, oh, where is it? I'm going to put a clear coat of gel nail varnish on top of this nail. You don't have to do it, but I like to do it, and to be honest with you, I also think it adds another extra layer of security to the false nail. Right, so I'm going to just put a top coat on these nails, to provide them with a bit more gleam and shimmer and pop, because they're a bit dull at the moment. I mean, they're dull when they haven't got a top coat on it, so they're not as shiny as if you would put a top coat on it. So they don't look as salon-y, because when we go to the salon, normally put a top coat on, it makes the nail it's a chef's kiss. So yeah, I just got a standard gel top coat off Shein. This is off Shein as well. This is off Shein, I think it cost me like £6. So just want a very thin layer, not thick and gloopy. Spread it across the nail. In like long strokes all the way up to the top and just over. Yep, a nice thin layer. Okay, you want it thin because you want it to dry properly, so it's important that it's a thin coat, not a big thick gloopy one. You can always go for it again as well with another coat of top coat. Then I pop them under the lamp. Oh, for about a minute and a half. It burns a bit, so I'm just doing the second hand now. I'm halfway through, so make sure that you get to the top of the nail and maybe just brush the nail brush over gently the back of the nail, like so. Okay. Because these nails are long, I have to keep dipping the brush into the jar, to the bottle, every nail because it's a long nail. Oh, bloody cold. Right, nearly done. Pop that under for a minute and a half. All the way in. And I'm done. We're done. Let me show it you. Oh God.